Finally, after 4 years of the ICOM IC705 dominating the portable QRP market and other radios such as the Xiegu G90, Yaesu finally come out with their version of an SDR portable QRP radio. This is the Yaesu FTX-1F. This is an HF 6 meter, 2 meter, and 70 centimeter all mode QRP portable radio. And you can see here that it's already listed on DX Engineering for pre-order reservation. Having a look at this radio, I saw that this came out last night. I posted on Twitter that it came out on Martin Lynch & Sons website in the UK, was where I first saw it. It was released and more photos and information at the Tokyo Hamfair, which is this weekend. And I've got some photos which I've found on Twitter and also a few other locations of the unit and what it actually looks like. You can see that it's the all familiar feel and look of Yaesu at the moment, which is what they've been going for with their recent models. This looks like, you know, their mobiles and also the FT DX10, FT710, and also the FTM 500, the mobiles like that. So very, very interesting to see some of the stuff that we do know. We don't know everything just yet, so a lot of it is speculation. I'm a YouTuber. I'm going to speculate. People in the comments, let me know what you think, what you have seen, because, you know, it all builds hype. We love to see these new products and we love to get hyped up about them. So all we can do is speculate about them, especially if we don't get all the information given to us. Here, the radio, it says, is a state-of-the-art SDR technology. It's 6 watts output power. It has a 5,670 milliamp hour lithium-ion battery pack. Mentioning there how long its typical operating times are. And you can run up to 10 watts of output power using an external DC power supply. So very much the same as the 705. 705 does 5 watts on the battery pack. If you plug in a DC supply, 10 watts as well. So that's exactly the same. So this is going to be great for those doing POTA, SOTA, and portable operations. It does SSB, CW, AM, FM, and C4 FM digital modes. It has the SDR tech and also the 3DSS waterfall look that all of the newer model Yaesus do. And you can see that there is 2 dual receivers as well. It mentions here 2 independent receiver circuits. And this is where everyone's been wondering whether this thing is going to be full duplex, because that then brings in the satellite operators. The IC705 is not full duplex. It doesn't have 2 receivers. It's only got 1 receiver in it that you can listen one at a time. But this says true simultaneous dual band operation, whether in the same band or in different bands. So that's interesting. And they've got here HF plus VHF, HF plus UHF, VHF and VHF, UHF and UHF, VHF and UHF, or the other way around, UHF plus VHF. So that's of particular interest to satellite operators. So hopefully when you transmit, you can still hear the other side of the radio. And if that is the case, then it is full duplex, and that will be really good for those operators. 2 speakers, so they've got these, I believe that these are the speakers down here. I'm not sure whether I don't think this comes with the AESS. I haven't seen that in the specs, that the FTM 500 and the other Yaesu radios that have AESS with the speaker operation in it. A lot of people say that it's absolutely fantastic, especially in a mobile environment, but I haven't seen that it comes with that. We'll see photos of this later, the automatic antenna tuner that you can buy, which is sold separately, and also the cooling fan as well, which they say is necessary for FT8 operation, which kind of makes sense to keep the radio cool. RF front end and low noise reference oscillator. I haven't seen on the radio any sort of way to frequency lock it. So a lot of people have been using the IC705 as a transverter IF radio. The FT817 and the FT818 were also used as IF radios, but and to be able to frequency lock them, that would be really advantageous, but I haven't seen that at all with any connections on the FTX-1F. So it doesn't have that, but I reckon that if this is built on the FT DX10 receiver circuitry and the 710 and all those Yaesus, then it's probably going to have a very, very hot and awesome receiver in this, which is going to be great if you're operating portable in a low noise environment. There's some other bits there, other stuff, features that are written in there. Also supports CAT operations. It's got a USB port. Doesn't mention what type of USB port it is. So we'll have a look at some photos and you'll see what I mean by that. And for those that are interested, that this is the official preliminary information that has been released by Yaesu to the Yaesu dealers, which was released to DX Engineering. So, of course, hamlife.jp is always the place to go when the Tokyo Hamfair is on, because they have all of the news and all of the information. They have the size here. The size is 210 millimeters wide, 52 millimeters deep, and 72 millimeters high. I don't know what that is compared to the 705. I'd have to get my ruler out, but I'm sure that you guys can compare that. There's the brochure that was released at the Tokyo Hamfair. Yeah, mentioning here, January 2023, they stopped production of the FT818, so it was kind of expected that something would come out. So here's the front of the radio, another look. So from a different angle, you've got some buttons along the top here. You've also got the other stuff that we saw on the large touchscreen here on the front. Looking at the back, so this is where you bolt on your battery or your tuner or whatever you accessories that they're going to have for this. The other thing I noticed is 2 antenna ports. There's an HF and 50 meg, so HF and 6 meter BNC here, and a 2 meter and 70 centimeter BNC here. So 2 separate antenna ports. Great, absolutely fantastic. It is awesome that they've split HF and 6 and 2 and 70 out to the 2 BNCs. There's many times where I wish I had that on my 705, so I didn't have to change between them all the time. So it's great that they've split that out. There's an external speaker cover here, so I guess that's probably just a 3.5 millimeter jack. There's the tuner and linear connection here, which you'll see what the tuner looks like in a second, and then a DC jack here, 13.8 volts input into there for the external power supply. Here's a view of the side. So you've got some headphones, I guess, here, some keys. Doesn't look like I saw in the keyer for the CETA, for the Morse code. GPS, it doesn't look like it has a GPS built in. The 705 does. So I'm guessing that they might sell a optional GPS unit that you can plug in. At least that's what it looks like. Don't know. Haven't seen underneath this cover, and haven't seen underneath the USB here whether that's a USB-C. Hopefully it is, or a USB micro, and you've got the mic jack down the bottom. The right side of the radio, there is a bit of an interesting cover here. I think that that's a SD card slot. It looks like an SD card logo there. So that's what I'm thinking is underneath that cover. Here's the battery pack. Battery pack's rather chunky. The 705 uses the same batteries as what their handhelds use. I thought that Yaesu might have gone down the same route and used the same battery pack as in the FT5D or something like that, but it looks like they've got a completely different battery pack here, and I guess that's so that they can have the extra capacity, 5,000 mil. That's 5 amp hours. It's quite a large battery. So they've got that. Scrolling down here is the antenna tuner. So this is sort of telling me that you can't have the battery pack installed at the same time as the antenna tuner. You can only have one or the other. So if you're running the battery pack standalone, you've got that there. But if you want the antenna tuner, you're going to have to run it off 13.8 volts or an external battery. So in most cases, that's probably not going to be too much of an issue, because most people have been running little lithium-ion batteries or something, external lithium-ion batteries. There's an SO239 here on the back of this tuner, and you've got your little BNC to BNC cable here running into your tuner and the control cable down the bottom. Here's the bolt-on cooling fan, which is between the tuner and the back of the radio. So unlike, I've seen here the battery pack, but I haven't seen anything else to say that you can have anything else, the battery attached to in between the tuner, because it doesn't look like there's any sort of connections here on the front. But there's the cooling fan on the back with the tuner, and then you're running sort of off DC there. Here's a couple of photos that I found on Twitter. This one is from a Japanese ham that's taken some photos at the show. The front of the display here is very clear. Even in this photo, it looks really nice. You've got 2 meters here on one side, and you've got HF here on the other side. And you've got your RX, TX, or your main band, and then your sub band. I'm gathering you can change between whichever one of these. The 2 independent AF/RF squelchers here. So you got the main on the right and the sub on the left. So, and different dials as well. So that's showing the true receivers, the true dual receivers. There's another sort of angle as well, or a couple of different angles. They've got the large tuning knob on the front, and there's another view of the side of the radio too. Here's another one off Twitter with a bit of the promotional spiel or the promotional brochure stuff. That's sort of similar. There's a photo here of the back. There it is. There's another photo there of the back of the unit. They had quite a few of these at the show. As you can see here, they put them in these domes, and they've got 4 here, and I think they've got 4 over there. So there's 8 of these models on display. And they've obviously must have all of the different options. I can see there's the photo of the cooling fan. So there's just the fan that's bolted on, and then the tuner must go over the top of that as well. Although looking at that, I can't really see any of the electrical connections. So I'm not sure how that works. So you can't put an extra battery pack over the back of that. So that's almost confirmed that you can put the tuner over the back though, because the tuner's powered through the control cable. So that all makes sense. There's some more photos there of the units itself. And this one kind of surprised me too, because we've heard a lot about ICOM's 60th anniversary. I didn't realize that it's Yaesu's 70th year's anniversary. So I gather that was this year. I didn't know much about it. I guess I missed that. And there's the big wall, or the big screens on the wall there displaying the FTX-1F. 2025 is the release date. If we go back to DX Engineering, the release date was written, or was it in the... Yeah, there it is. Will be available early 2025. So all the cool stuff comes out of the Tokyo Hamfair. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this new transceiver from Yaesu. Of course, there was also another big announcement. That was from ICOM and the release of their radio, the ICOM IC7760. I've covered that in this video over here.